Hey all, today I just want to share some thoughts about how good AI is really. These thoughts are purely mine. Obviously, online you can hear all sorts of different things. CEOs are hyping it, but I think what's actually happening is the CEOs are trying to sell their product. The CEOs are trying to get the investment and get the shareholder trust and satisfaction. So, for example, recently Mark Zuckerberg revealed that Meta will probably fire a lot of their developers. Was it Salesforce that said we're not going to hire any more people? We're just going to, have AI doing these things for us. It feels like a bandwagon to me. There's been a lot of these cycles in tech. We've had big data, we've had blockchain, we've had AI. Now we have agent thing where AI, virtual, digital, artificial agents are they're supposed to replace customer support or customer services. It's meant to support, replace developers, all of that. It's weird. It's getting to a point where I'm not really quite sure what to think about it. I don't have all the insights. Obviously, I have no idea what's going on behind those closed doors in those meeting rooms, which are on the 40th floor of a building and that kind of stuff, right? But at the end of the day, we still have our critical mind and critical thoughts. And I believe there's a lot of hype going around. And as much as the hype isn't exactly based in nothing, because AI has definitely helped and improved some people's lives, it has taken away some other people's jobs as well. But the big, oh my God, everything's going to change hype is probably not really going to happen. I mean, I might be marking my words in a couple of years, looking back and say, oh, damn, that was stupid, because look at that, the whole world's different. But right now, as it all stands, I just don't think, specifically large language model technology is advanced enough to replace people. It's good enough at fooling us. I mean, it's literally meant to string words together. That's fair enough. That's exactly what we do. We have a brain, we reason, and then whatever neural pathways, our impulses travel, they create these sentences and we convey meaning with those sentences, which is fair enough. If we decided to create this digital brain with a lot of parameters, hundreds of billions and trillions of parameters, and supposedly through that we have simulated a brain, and now we have this complexity that we cannot really kind of understand exactly how it's doing it, but it is responding to us, passing our Turing test, looking like to us that it is a sentient being. I mean, I feel like it's reached quite a good high point. But to say that these systems will be able to orchestrate work the same way that an employee in a company can. For example, a developer who's developing software for meeting scheduling or whatever other software example you want to use is still going to be irreplaceable. You need this person. You need that person to go and write the technical documentation. You need the person to read the technical documentation. You need the person to choose libraries to use for that software. You need that person to liaise with stakeholders, talk to the users, and perform all of these tasks, which, I mean, the AI enthusiasts will tell you, sure, we have AI that calls people and can talk to people. But I've tried it. I've tried certain AI technologies, and we've tried using them to call people and potentially try and book meetings with them. Sure, processing power will get quicker, and all of the issues that I've experienced using that AI phone call technology, all of these issues might be solved in the future. All of the other issues that are to do with the cost, the water usage, the data center energy usage, all of these might be solved. I mean, we see companies now apply for nuclear reactor permits and try to restart nuclear reactors because they're just needing that much more power. And if they have their own personal nuclear reactor, I fear we're getting to this doomsday scary situation. I mean, I'm not some sort of a doomsday prepper, and I'm not really all into those conspiracy theories, but all I'm going to say is that when a company has their own nuclear reactor, in comparison to some countries that don't have their own nuclear reactors for energy generation, I mean, I feel like we've stepped a bit too far. Yeah, so again, I love technology. I'd be the first one to tell you I can chat to an AI and appreciate every hour of work that went into actually creating it, training it, presenting it to people, exposing it via APIs. And there's a lot of work that goes into such a thing, such a product. But when a CEO of a tech company stands up on stage and says, we're going to like fire half of our workforce and that's going to save us like X and X amount of millions, I don't know. I'm a bit skeptical. Sure, it's hard to predict the future. Hindsight's 2020. That's all fair enough. Maybe we're going to get to a point where people are going to be doing self-fulfilling activities. Why am I here in front of a camera? I'll make a separate video on that. AI sucking the joy out of programming for me. That's why I'm here. And yes, I know it almost feels and sounds hypocritical because I am literally being forced by AI to choose something else because now looking at programming, I'm like, even though that's literally my career. I've loved it since I started it more than 10 years ago. It's brilliant, but I still work in the field. I'm still in a tech company, and it doesn't feel like we will be replaced anytime soon. Having said that, the main topic of this video was just to kind of ponder about whether we feel like CEOs are using the AI keyword to increase favorability from investors. And I feel like that's true. I feel like that's my opinion. They might know more than we do, though. I mean, I can imagine Sam Altman has a laptop, a login, some sort of an interface, some sort of an access to the whole server fleet that they have. He's the CEO of OpenAI, right? He has to have some sort of access and secret insight into all of these new products that they're developing. Sure, lately they've been just kind of building on the whole concept, adding these GPTs that you can have. Then it's added the reasoning, the O-line models. They've added canvas and tasks and all sorts of extra little features that just build around it. It can become your personal assistant, give you reminders. It's fair enough. But let's get to the core of it, the core of the technology that OpenAI has been known by ChatGPT and their GPT-3, 4, 4.0. These are the foundational models that have gotten better and better every single time they've been trained. At the same time, GTA San Andreas was made in like 2006 or whatever. And GTA 4, 5 came out. It's been a huge gap from GTA 5. I know this is a big jump, but stay with me. GTA 5, there's a big jump to GTA 6, and we'll see, we will actually see how much better it is, how much bigger or whatever. But it feels like it's an exponential growth graph because people are expecting more every time. So naturally, you would hope, however long the GTA 5 storyline was, however many hours of game playtime you could have put into the single player, you expect that campaign to be better, but you also expect the graphics to be better. And these are two kind of axes which creates this big surface area. So all of that surface area needs to be filled in by developers. You think that that's going to be shrunk by AI and by the availability of AI and how they can accelerate. Actually, controversial or hot take, maybe GTA 6 is coming out because AI is around and it's finally enabled the developers to actually get to a point where they can release GTA 6. Anyway, I'll go back to the main topic I was talking about, the foundational models that were created by OpenAI. We just expect them to keep getting better. All I was saying is maybe Sam Altman has an access to some sort of a super intelligent, and I mean, he's been saying things during interviews such as singularity is going to happen, but we're not really quite sure which side of it we're on right now. And I'm like, that's fair enough. It could have already happened, or it could already be reaching a point where it fools us enough to think that this is the singularity or whatnot. Anyway, I think I've rambled too much. I think using the example of GTA 6, we should argue and protest for the creation of Half-Life 3. I fear it's been too long, and Half-Life 3, I don't know what it's been held up by. There's no excuse anymore, Gaben. Give us Half-Life 3. That's the PSA. Okay, I'm joking, but anyway. you get the point. If you have any thoughts about AI and AI hype, and I know this is a topic that's been beaten to death at this point, there's so many people talking about it. I wanted to document my thoughts. TLDR, I think AI is a bit overhyped to a point where CEOs are going up on stage to say these big claims because that's going to put them a bit more in favor with shareholders and investors. That's been me, and I appreciate you watching. Drop a like if you liked it, subscribe if you don't mind, and I'll catch you later.